Hello everyone, my name is Pepe and today I will be creating a simple CRUD operation with NodeJS, ExpressJS and MongoDB. So today this will be our aim, and we will use NodeJS, ExpressJS, MongoDB as a tech stack, and I will be using a VS Code. You can use your own IDE according to your preference. So let's directly jump into it without any further delay. So first of all, we need to initialize our project by creating a packet.json file. So basically it is a metadata that contains the information about our project. So let's create it. Yes, as you can see, packet.json file has been successfully created. So as a next step, we need to install express.env and mongoose as a package. So npm init install -install express package. This is our framework .env. This will set up our environment, and mongoose, it will help to connect with the MongoDB database and define the schema. So waiting for to retrieve it. Yes, so we have successfully installed .env, ExpressJS and mongoose. So first of all, let's create a server.js file. It will be act as a gateway for our server. So first of all, let's create an express. We import our express module in this container, and we initialize it. We are initializing the express and in app. So first of all, let's create a function. This function we will name it start, and let's put two things. First of all, if everything is okay, then app.listen to this port. Okay, so let me create first of all port const port. Here we need to create this variable in a capitalized form. So process.env.port. Wait a minute, I will be explaining everything. I am using callback function to console log the data. Server is listening to port. Okay, so everything seems to be first of all. So this is I am importing my port from the environment file. So first of all, let's create an environment file. We define it by .env. It's basically contains the sensitive information that we do not want to hard code it in our source code. So let's create a port. It contains a plain text format, volume text format. So just define it here. So the port variable will be fetched from here, this one, and once everything is okay, the server will start the port at 5000, and let's create a catch variable that if something goes wrong, then console log the what happened error and start our so start it. And yes, we forgot one thing. We need to install the dot nodemon package. So basically nodemon will detect the changes and restart the server every time, so it will not disturb our flow. So nodemon, waiting for package to successfully retrieve. So as you can see, the nodemon is started. Yes, so yes, so first of all we will use the middleware function. So middleware, about to use, we will use the middleware. So let's remove it, we will not delete it. So and yes, first one thing, to use the environment variable we need to import the .env module, that is .env, and .env we use the config method. So yes, now this is the initial setup, everything will go from here. So the next step, we need to create a controller, and in controller it will contain all the basics, all the function that will control the logic part of our program. So let's create it here. First we will create a create operation. So this will be create student, and the asynchronous will be, it will contain two parameters, that is request and response. Okay, so the mongoose basically works on the schema. So to create a student we need to define the schema for the MongoDB. So let's create a schema. Let's create a folder mongoose, and it will contain a mongoose.js. So we need to import the mongoose package. Yes, or something is, and we use a function connect, and we will use the URL. The URL we see where you need to get it. URL, we will return the connection. Mongoose, and .connect will take the URL as a parameter, and if the connection is successful then console log that's successfully connected to database. Then and if something connection error happen, then console log here that something bad happened. It will console log the problem, what is the problem, and then at last we need to import it. So for import we use the module dot export, and this method, this function, and with help of this we will use in the server. So let's import it. That will be the const, what is the name, Let's copy it. The name is mongoose, and mongoose connect. And yes, one thing, the function will be asynchronous, otherwise it will return promise. Let's await, stop the flow of the function here till the connect has been successfully. And this is a sensitive information that we do not provide in the source code, and so we give it in the, that is URL. In the environment file we will create URL. So let's to connect our server to the MongoDB database, head over to the browser and type mongodb.com. For the site, when the site load, click on the sign in. If you haven't created it, then you can create your account. It's totally free. And after the successful login, we will head you to the dashboard. So let's click here. We need to create a new project for this one. Waiting for the site to load, and let's name it my test, my first NodeJS project, CRUD project. Okay, let's click next. So we don't want anything, create project. Let's create a database, and we are using the free tier, and the region will is AP South 1, that is in Mumbai. Yes, AP South 1. Cluster, so you can name your cluster. So basically cluster is a group of servers, and it perform a simple same services. So everything fine. Let's create it. Yes, this is the main thing. Here we will use it to connect with our database. So create, copy it, and let's create user. I will add my current IP address. It's already been added, so we don't need to. So finish and close. Go to the database. So let's connect. We will using the drivers, and yes, so it says that we need to install the MongoDB. So let's install it. Install the MongoDB package. So package has been successfully installed, and yes, this is the main URL that we needed. So copy it, head over to the environment file and paste here. And yes, this is your username and this is your password. I have already given my password, so let's check it. Where is my database access? Edit password, auto generate, copy it and update. Let's paste our password here, and the name of the container that will contain our database, we will name it my database. As you can see, the URL has been successfully completed. So everything looks fine. Let's instantiate our server. That will be node mod server.js. Waiting for the connection. It's taking time, so wait for it. So as you can see this, we have successfully connected to our database. So it's okay. Now we can head over to the controller, and yes thing, to use the MongoDB database, we need to define the schema. So basically schema is a logical set of attributes that we give. So let's first create a schema for our MongoDB database, and let's test schema. You can name whatever you want. So at first we need to import the mongoose package module. Yeah, I successfully imported it. Now let's name our schema student. It will contain the student records. So let's new mongoose.schema, and here comes. Okay, so now let's give a name. It will be name of the student. So we give a name. So what will be type? It will be a string, and whether it is required or not, we say yes, it will be required. Name of student is must. Okay, so we can also define the max and min length. Max length will be 50 words, 50 characters, and let's copy it. What will the name of it? Will be department name, department. Here goes the roll number. Okay, so and was last thing, that is gender. We'll give it 10 characters. Roll number can be, roll number is a number basically. So in number the max million does not work, so no need to give it. Yes, we can export here with module dot exports, and name it by mongoose. The model will be this one, and what is the name of container? So here our name of the container will give the student database. The name of the database, and this is schema. Student schema will go here. Perfect. Everything looks fine. So let's over to the controller. Here we import student schema. Perfect. destructure the name, department, gender and roll number from the request, and we will create it student, await the control till this happens, and the schema will be student schema dot create method and use the array dot body. If everything is good, then we can send the status that it has been created, that is 201, and send the response in JSON format, a message that student has been successfully created. Now let's put into a try catch block, otherwise if something bad happens that will stop the server, and we don't want so. There will be catch here, so send the response message that request invalid, and the status will be 500. Let's export it. Module.export, name of the function, and head over to our controllers. Now the server, we need to create a router. So basically a router will handle the request response cycle. Create a folder called router, and in router we define router.js file. So first of all, we need to import the express module. Express module, get the router by using express.router method, instantiate the router. So here we say that if router.route match the part create, and the method if each post, then use this function. And the controller yes. Everything seems to right. Let's export it. Module.export. Now we need to import at the server file router page, router, and the page will be router. Let's use app.use, and if the request is from the root, then forward it to the router page. Everything seems to all right. Let's open our postman and type the method will be post, and type the URL as localhost is the server running in my machine, so I will provide the localhost and port is 500. path is create, everything seems good, and the body in the JSON format we provide the name as Yadav department UBIT, and gender will be male, roll number is 2210742. So everything seems alright. Let's send it. Request early, something not look good. Let's check our problem. What's the problem? Same thing, we need to console log it. Let's console log our error. So what's the problem? Yes, one thing, we will use the an app.use and pre-install function. This is, so it will pass the incoming request into a JSON format. So the problem is it cannot identify the name, so we need to convert into a JSON format. This is an inbuilt function express. Yes, it will income pass it. So let's try again. As you can see, the request is 201 and message successfully created. Let's go to our MongoDB database. Let's check our database entry. Click on the browse collection. As you can see, the name and the total number department has been successfully created. So let's create one more function to retrieve the database list. It will be get student, and we will find one. Basically this is a keyword. You can find it in Mongoose by tapping this and go to the queries. This is a document, and you can see that we need to find one. Here it is. And here the condition class replacement type. Where it is, finds one document. So okay, so let's go over here, find one. We want that if we get the roll number, then give me that document. So we need to remove it. We will use the rect tag query parameter get student. So change it here because we are going to use same get data student, and let's head over to here, import this function, export it here, go to the router, get function, and the method is get. So create a get. So we need to send the student from here. Let's wait for the server to restart. Let's head over to Postman, request is K and the student is student, and we need to give a roll number. I need to find myself. So it is the same document that I have created earlier. So let's fetch it. As you can see, I am able to successfully fetch my ID, my document. Name is Yadav. And suppose you do not want to see this, you can simply include dot select method, so that I don't want to include this. Type it here, and I don't want to include, and you can do this here. I'm waiting for the server to restart. Yes, it's not working, so I think we need to do this by this one. And you can see we are getting the name, department, roll number and gender. So let's create a delete operation and a patch one. Let's copy it. This will delete student. Delete student, and from the MongoDB database we find that we can't find one and delete. Where is it? This is one, and it says that remove the document from the DB. Yes, and as you can see, the delete one method to delete the document from the database. So we can use from here dot delete one, where it is, and say that if the document matches this one, then simply delete it. So delete one if it matches the query from the delete. Let's export it from here in the router, the same also. And if the method is delete, then use this function delete student. And as you can see, the delete one property, the delete one deletes a document that matches the condition from the collection. Terms an object with property delete counter document will be deleted. Okay, seems all right. Let's change to suppose 200. Let's head over to a Postman, and method will be delete, and let's send the request, and it says that the message has been successfully deleted. Request is 201. So let's try to get the request, and we can see that the non-label means the document has been successfully deleted. Let's refresh it, and we see that in the student database so successfully deleted. And for the last one will be update student, and in the Mongo's we can head over to queries, and we want the find one and update method. It says that find a matching document, update is according to the update argument. So let's head over to here. We will using this method, this query. Actually this is actually query in MongoDB database, so we don't need it here. We want the message body to be passed as a new document, and here on the validator. Okay, we don't need it. Actually this is not an object. It says that the get student is not defined. Okay, seems like I am making a big mistake here, sorry for it. Let's back to it and create a new one from it. It will be a post, no, update student, and the method is okay. So we are going to update a document, and the query will be this one. If roll number is passed, give me that, and update according to the request.body. So waiting for server to restart. Let's head over to our postman, and the method will be passed. So first of all we need to go to a router and tell that if the method is patch, we need to export it also in the router. Do the same thing. Okay, seems good. Let's head over the postman. Server started. Let's send the request. We see that, oh, actually we have deleted here, so we need to create this one, post, and remove the query parameter. Send. So let's create it, and finally let's patch. So earlier I was in IT department. Let's change to CSC IT EE electrical department. So let's send the request. It says that it's been completed. I have given a electrical, but it's showing me the past document. So to copy that, in documentation they've already provided that a method that is new. If true, return the modified driven that rather than the document. Okay, so in option we need to pass one more parameter, that is new true, and one thing also, that is run validators. If true, run validate will on the command update validator again the model schema. So we need this also. It will match our schema according to the request being made. And let's head over to here. We see that our request has been updated successfully. Let's change to it IT again. We see that we are able to fill the IT document. That's good. And we can see we have accomplished all the 4 operations, that is see, create, get, update and delete operation, CRUD operation. We don't need this one actually, so let's remove it. So let me summarize it all at once. First of all, we imported the Express module and get the Express function in app, and we imported the .env, that is to configure our environment variable. We use the inbuilt express.json function to pass the incoming object into a JSON format. We use the router to route our request to a different function we want. We use the connect from the mongoose to connect with our server, and if the connection is successful, then start the server, otherwise console log the error. In router, we have seen that we have imported different modules from the controller one and assigned it to a respective method with the requested pose and create get. So let me break it down so it is more clear to understand. This is it. As you can see, post for create, get for get student, delete for delete student, patch for update student from the controller. And in the controller, we have successfully created an individual function to handle the request. First of all, it will create the request and send a message successfully created, and in the second one it will send the document that with matching roll number, the user type the roll number or not, and this will update the user according to the request we have been made. And note one thing, we have used the patch method. You can use a put method. The major difference is that the patch and put method are work the same, but patch takes a single, it will override the given value, rather than the put method it will override the existing document. That's some major difference. You can choose your and find the delete student. It will delete, this function will delete the student from the document of MongoDB database and use the query delete one if the roll number is matching. And this is the schema. You can extend as you want. Here we have exported the student database. It will create the database in our MongoDB, and schema will be student. Model is this one, and this one is the environmental variable. It stores the sensitive information regarding our project that we do not want to hard code in our source code. So as you can see, this is the one. And finally, this is it, and you can use it to upload in our any cloud services you want. And one thing to note here, that looking the same, we can create an authentication method as you want. We can use an middleware, as it totally depends on us what we want to do. So app.use help us to use the middleware function, and think this is all.